Life is unpredictable, and death even more so. Yet, throughout history, some celebrities have eerily foreseen their own demises. From cryptic lyrics to prophetic statements, these stars seem to have an uncanny awareness of their fates. Let's delve into the stories of these remarkable individuals. Number 8. Mark Twain, the Comet Companion. Mark Twain, one of America's most beloved writers, had a fascinating connection with Halley's Comet. Born in 1835, Twain famously predicted that he would go out with the comet's return. He didn't just casually throw this out there. He made this statement with the conviction of a man who knew his fate. Twain passed away on April 21, 1910, just one day after the comet made its closest approach to Earth. And no, this wasn't some cosmic coincidence. Twain was convinced that Halley's Comet would be his final act on the world stage. Perhaps he was a little too on the nose with this one. His death on that exact date is often viewed as an uncanny, almost theatrical exit, a true match between the man and his legacy. Let's be real. If you're a writer with the wit to turn the simplest observation into a lasting quip, you might as well make your final one a showstopper. Number 7. Kurt Cobain, the grunge prophet. Kurt Cobain, the tortured genius behind Nirvana, wasn't just a master of the electric guitar and raw, emotional lyrics. He was, in many ways, his own prophet. At a young age, Cobain reportedly predicted that he would become famous, and disturbingly, that he would end his life in his prime, going out in a blaze of glory. Some attribute this foretelling to a general sense of despair and frustration, while others claim it was a form of dark humor or an unspoken realization of his struggles. Tragically, in 1994, Cobain died at 27, an age that has since been immortalized as the iconic threshold for rock stars. It's eerie to think that the man who sang, "It's better to burn out than to fade away," might have felt the weight of those words on his own soul. Whether it was a self-fulfilling prophecy or simply the heartbreak of his tortured existence, Cobain's premature death at such a young age still haunts the music world today. Number 6. Jimi Hendrix, the guitar legend's lyrical omen. Jimi Hendrix, the guitar virtuoso who redefined rock and roll, left us with more than just groundbreaking music. He left behind some unsettling lyrics that seem to have eerily predicted his own demise. In the track, "The Wind Cries Mary," Hendrix sings about fleeting life, but it's his other lyrics that hit like a bolt of lightning. His song, "If 6 Was 9, includes the chilling line, "5 years, this he said he's not gone, he's just dead, and guess what?" He passed away in 1970, exactly 5 years later. Was it a self-aware prophecy or just an incredibly poignant and prescient lyric? Either way, the timing seems too perfect to be anything but fate's design. Jimi was only 27, and while his death was ruled as an overdose, the notion that his music was somehow telling the future is still widely discussed today. After all, this is the man who could play a guitar with his teeth, so who's to say he couldn't see into the future too? Number 5. Jim Morrison, the Lizard King's Premonition. Jim Morrison, the charismatic and enigmatic front man of The Doors, was known for his philosophical musings and darkly humorous observations on life, death, and everything in between. Following the deaths of his contemporaries, Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin, Morrison reportedly quipped, "I'm number 3." And lo and behold, in 1971, Morrison became part of the infamous 27 Club, passing away at the age of 27 under mysterious circumstances in Paris. While there's no concrete evidence that Morrison truly believed he was destined to die young, his comments have taken on a life of their own in the realm of rock and roll folklore. Did he foresee his demise, or was it just a tragic coincidence that seemed to mirror his own self-destructive lifestyle? Either way, Morrison's untimely death has become one of rock music's greatest and most tragic mysteries. He may have embraced death, but he certainly didn't have to go so soon. He was just getting started. Number 4. Arnold Schoenberg, the composer's countdown. Austrian composer Arnold Schoenberg wasn't just a genius of music theory. He was also a man haunted by numbers. Schoenberg had an obsessive fear of the number 13. So when he turned 76, well, let's just say he wasn't thrilled. He was apparently convinced that 7 plus 6, which equals 13, was an ominous omen of death. And sure enough, on July 13, 1951, at 11:45 p.m., he passed away. If there's any poetic justice in this story, it's that Schoenberg couldn't escape his own superstitions. Perhaps if he had been a little more numbers neutral, he might have had a bit more time. But then again, for a man who created some of the most complex and dissonant music, maybe his death had to be equally as complicated. Number 3. Michael Sledge, the comedic clairvoyant. Michael Sledge, the talented actor known for his role in the British comedy series This Country, had an oddly prescient encounter in his final days. According to those close to him, Sledge claimed that an angel appeared to him and told him he would die within 7 days at exactly midnight. Sledge was reportedly so certain of this prophecy that it became a part of his final moments, with the actor even joking about it before his passing. And on the 7th day, as fate would have it, he died just 15 minutes shy of midnight. It's almost as if his angel was a little more literal about timing than anyone expected. Whether it was a profound moment of foresight or just an oddly specific coincidence, Sledge's story remains one of the most uniquely timed and eerily accurate predictions of death in modern celebrity culture. Number 2. Liam Payne, the One Direction Oracle. Liam Payne, a former member of the globally famous boy band One Direction, made headlines not just for his musical career, but for his strangely prophetic remarks about his own life. According to his ex-fiancée, Maya Henry, Payne would often joke, albeit in a dark and manipulative way, about his death. He would often bring up his ill health and imply that he wouldn't live for long. Fast forward to 2024, and Payne tragically fell from a hotel balcony, passing away at just 31. His tragic death, just as he had hinted at in his darker moments, raised unsettling questions about the influence of self-prophecies. While it's heartbreaking to see a young life cut short, it's hard not to wonder if there was more to those comments than simple talk. Number 1. Chero, the palmistry prognosticator. William John Warner, better known as Chero, wasn't your average palmist. He was a celebrity in his own right, famous for reading the hands of some of the most powerful people of his time. Chero was so confident in his ability to predict the future that he even read his own palm and forecasted his death. According to reports, he predicted that he would die in 1936, and sure enough, he passed away in that very year. Talk about a man who truly had his fate in his hands, literally. Whether he had a knack for predicting the future or just a deep knowledge of human nature, Chero's confidence in his own demise adds an extra layer of mystique to the already enigmatic world of palmistry. And there you have it. If you enjoyed diving into these wild tales, hit that like and smash that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more chilling content and entertaining stories that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Until next time, stay curious, stay spooky, and remember, sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.